Good God, people. Today, something crazy happened. You might even say it's gonna go down in history. Personally, I don't think it will, but, you know, it's definitely very noteworthy. Actually, you know what? No, this is historical. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime event, and it's insane. It's literally insane how much money people are making from what's happening in the stock market. For those of you who are still not aware of the situation, pretty much, Reddit just took the biggest dub that they were ever going to take. And they were able to do this thanks to the keen observation of one incredible user named, well, I can't say his name, but I'm going to show you a version of his name later on. But, you know, it's a name I'm going to have to blur out because, well, eventually I want to monetize these videos. And I want to make as much money as these freaking traders did today with the GameStop stocks. But yeah, as I just said, the root of this mega W is stemmed from GameStop stocks. And I'm going to explain how GameStop, a company that was once valued at $4, is now well over 300. And just to simplify things so I don't ramble on for too long, I'm going to be using a Twitter thread that pretty much sums it up perfectly. Here we go. So this person pretty much says what I said at the beginning of this video. This is a once-in-a-lifetime historical event. It's insane. At least one hedge fund has gone bankrupt, thanks to a group of average Joes on Reddit. By the end of the week, there will be a line of bankruptcies. So, let's start at the beginning. Stocks are pretty simple. When they go up in value, you make money, because it's worth more than you bought it for. Stocks go up, you make money. Stocks go down, you lose money. Short selling is the opposite. Short selling makes money when the stock goes down in value. So for example, Tim borrows Bob's shares in GME, which, for those of you who don't know, that means GameStop, and sell them for $10. He pays Bob $1 to do this, and promises to give all of Bob's shares back. Then, if the stock goes down to $5, Tim buys the shares back at a cheaper price. So, Tim's profit is $10 minus $5 minus $1, which equals $4 profit. So, that's where we start. A hedge fund tried to force down the price of GameStop and short the stock. It usually works fine. It's been done thousands of times with no problems. So they shorted GameStop, GME, from $20 to $10 to $4. Their greed kept compounding. They kept doing it again and again for months, making billions of dollars and almost bankrupting this company. Shares and share price are used as collateral for loans and access to capital. Enter Wall Street Bets, aka the hero of our story, a trading/investing subreddit. Someone noted that these hedge funds shorted 140% of all shares available. And I'm going to show you this guy's username now. Yep, this is the guy who figured out GameStop was going to make him millions of dollars in profit. Pretty good name. Couldn't have figured out a better one myself. These hedge funds were so damn greedy, they borrowed more shares than actually existed. That's how arrogant and dumb they were. They borrowed 140% of all the available shares. It was literally impossible for them to buy them all back. So someone on Wall Street Bets realized this and told everyone. Now, the rule with short selling is that all those shares that they borrow must be paid back. And so we reach our main story of how the hedge funds' greed ruined them. Realizing that these hedge funds shorted GME by a ridiculous amount, these Redditors, normal people like you and me, bought every share they could get their hands on, driving the price up like crazy. Why? Because these hedge funds eventually, within a few months, had to buy all those shares back at whatever price they could get them. They didn't have a choice. So these Redditors bought the shares, driving the price up, forcing these hedge funds to buy back at crazy prices. Yeah, the hedge funds sold and made $100 million, but now they had to spend $1.4798 billion getting those same shares back. A huge effing loss of $1.3798 billion USD. Baby. So eventually, the due date for when these hedge funds need to return the borrowed shares comes closer. And what do? They double down. They short more because they're sure that they can manipulate the stock enough to get it to crash, thereby saving themselves. Fast forward a few days, every attempt to crash the stock fails. Everyone knows what they're trying to do, so people keep buying the stock. And with every additional bit of media attention, more and more people are buying the stock, destroying the greedy hedge fund in the process. Eventually, Melvin Capital, a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund, needs a bailout because it has lost so much money shorting GME. They borrowed billions off another hedge fund. That was Monday. The stock price was $76. Yesterday, the stock ended up at $147.98 for every share, up from $4. These hedge funds are still shorting the stock at 130% of available shares. That's how effing greedy these guys are. All those millions of shares still have to be paid back. So now, hedge funds are crying on literally every platform they can get their hands on. They want the government to stop trading. They want this Reddit forum investigated and banned. They're screaming market manipulation, when, in reality, these hedge funds were the ones manipulating the stock, but they got caught, and are now trying to take their ball and go home. While these hedge funds are on every news channel screaming about Reddit and Wall Street bets, they inevitably draw attention to themselves and what's going on. Enter the quote-unquote whales, individual investors who can make a splash and impact the stock. Millionaires and billionaires that have a bone to pick with hedge funds and short sellers. Whether you like these people or not is irrelevant. They're part of this story regardless. Elon Musk hates short sellers because they try to cripple Tesla so often. With a single tweet, Elon sent the share price skyrocketing from $147.98 to $230. And along with Elon Musk, a huge number of wealthy whales have started to jump in, buying up huge amounts of stock. And we can see my guy Elon with his little tweet there saying, "Game stonk." And to him, I have to say, my man, good work. Because honestly, F these corporate cucklords, and I'm going to talk about them later too, but I'm going to finish this thread first. But these investors don't care. They don't care how expensive they buy the stock for, because they know these hedge funds must buy the shares back. For many of them, they don't actually care if they lose money. They just want to watch these hedge funds burn. And that little tweet right there is the last part of the thread that actually matters. The rest is just kind of speculation on what could happen in the future. But I'm just going to show you this last little image here because I think it's appropriate. I think we can all agree that us, the common traders, feel like Terminators in compared to these pansy little hedge funds. Now, my thoughts on this whole situation is that, my god, this is awesome. It really is. Millions and possibly a billion or more people coming together and putting up cash for a good cause. Which is, of course, to scam these corporate cucklords out of their money. And, in addition, make money as well, because not only are they memeing on these corporate losers, they're also getting money in return. Some mad good profit from the increase in GameStop's value. I mean, this is like when you get your significant other to receive anal from you, but it's just too much for them. And in this scenario, your quote-unquote significant other is the collective of rich billionaires that are not so rich anymore. These ugly mofos are getting analed real good. In fact, the punishment was so bad for these weaklings that many people speculate the reason why services like Robinhood and other stock trading options went down was because the rich people asked them to or bribed them. Now, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but Wall Street is, not exactly most honest place on earth, and it probably never will be, for that matter. So, who knows? Maybe it was just a crash because so many people were trying to get in on that sweet, sweet money from the stocks. Game stonks, as my man Elon said. I mean, seriously though, everybody and their great-great-grandmother was probably getting on Robinhood to go and buy some GameStop stocks. And I think I'll add that while GameStop was the primary target, there are other stocks that are being targeted as well. Other companies' stocks that people believe have large hedge funds in them. And for that matter, they believe they can short squeeze them. This includes, but is not limited to, AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and obviously a lot more, but I can't think of them right now. But seriously though, these Redditors and now other people alike are going to be on the lookout for hedge funds to take out and markets to take advantage of. This event today has changed the way many people view the stock market, and that, my viewers, is up to you to decide whether it's positive or negative. Personally, I think it's positive because more people are aware of what these corporate rich motherfuckers are doing behind our backs. What they're doing to manipulate us and get as much money as possible and screwing us out of money. Screwing us common people out of opportunities that we deserve to see and take advantage of if possible. And guess what, scumbags? We're doing it now, baby. We're doing it now. And yes, before any of you ask, there are some other specific details that I did not mention, only so that this video wouldn't get too complicated. I'm trying to make this easy for pretty much everyone to understand, even someone who's not even familiar with stocks in the first place. So what you saw here in this video today is pretty much all you need to know. At least for now. As time goes on, be sure to do your own research and learn more about the situation as events unfold. But yeah, people, if you liked what I had to say today about today's situation, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. Don't forget to follow me on Insta and Twitter at LordJRass, as well as on Twitch at twitch.tv/LordJRass. As usual, all my socials will be linked in the description down below. And as always, this has been your boy JRass, hoping to scam those scamming billionaires out of their money in order to buy myself a Lambo. Signing off. Peace!